Hi, my name is Anna Gehl. I'm a PhD student at the Freie Universität Berlin, and my project looks at female gentlemen, World War I shell shock, and the women who volunteered. I've brought along this picture. This is Lady Dorothie Feilding standing next to her ambulance in front of war ruins, and there's a shell exploding in the background. And I think this really shows one of the core aspects of my project, namely women working on the Western Front in their capacities as nurses or ambulance drivers. My project connects with the core themes of the MKGD in that these were women who wanted to be in the military or as close to the military as possible through auxiliary organisations. They saw themselves as aligned to the male officers and wanted to take as active a part in the war as they possibly could. Their gender was something that they both saw as an obstacle in their work, but they also used it to get what they wanted. They saw war in some parts as an emancipatory project to show that women could do the same work or as close as possible as the men in wartime. Diversity isn't really something that comes into my project very much because all of the women were very white. When I started out on my project, I started to question the idea that war trauma or shell shock was something that only men could get. So there were 450 female members of the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry who worked in Belgium and France during that time, and that's only one organisation. So I started questioning whether these women might not also have fallen victim to war trauma. And I aim to broaden the discussion or open up the discussion on war trauma and shell shock to include different aspects so that war trauma might not only be associated with men in the trenches but also people working in the war in different capacities.